Hey guys, this is Dr. Iranian. As you guys know, Iran and Israel conflict is getting worse and worse, and it's getting very serious. In this video, I want to talk about updates about Iran and Israel conflict. As we all know, everything started October 7, 2023, when Hamas started invading and starting terrorist activity in the south side of Israel, and butchered almost 1,000 people, over 1,000 people in south of Israel by Iranian government support. Needless to say, Hamas and Hezbollah, they are Iranian proxies against to Israel almost for 40 years.
In Israel's history, at least 260 people were gunned down at a music festival held in the name of peace, the vast majority of the victims young partygoers, and 700 died across the country. Their Hamas killers came from the sky in paragliders and stormed across the border from Gaza on motorbikes and in trucks, before unleashing a deadly hail of bullets. One young German woman's naked and desecrated corpse was paraded for the cameras by celebrating terrorists and spat on by bystanders. 130 people, including many from the festival, were taken back to Gaza alive to be bartered for Palestinians currently held in Israeli prisons. In total, more than 2,000 people were wounded in the largest surprise attack on Israel since Yom Kippur, almost 50 years ago to the day. This is how Hamas appears to have completely outmaneuvered Israel's legendary security services to unleash slaughter on a day that's being called the country's 9/11.
After this disaster, Israel started cleaning up its borders in the south and north. In the south front, Israel literally eradicated majority of the Hamas group.
Why is it so important for armed forces to wear uniforms during combat? It's to distinguish themselves from civilians, for the civilian safety. Hamas, the terrorist organization that runs Gaza, also has uniforms that they wear for parades, training, and propaganda videos. But Hamas terrorists intentionally do not wear uniforms during combat. Hamas deliberately blurs the lines between militant and civilian as a way to exploit the IDF's rules of engagement and commitment to international law, as a way for terrorist deaths on the battlefield to be called civilian deaths by the Hamas-run Ministry of Health, and as a way to further endanger actual civilians for their own tactical advantage. It's time for Hamas's tactics to be condemned.
Now, Israel should clean the north border. As you guys know, in the north front, Hezbollah did almost 9,000 terrorist activity during the few years. Now is the time Israel clean the north border and teach the Hezbollah lesson. As you guys know and heard, Israel during few days removed and killed majority of Hezbollah leaders, including master key, which was Hassan Nasrallah. For your info, Hezbollah and Hamas, they are just militia. They're not even formal military or army for internationally recognized countries. They are militia, they're supported by Iranian government, and they're responsible about thousands terrorist activity during almost 40 years. What is their responsibility is eradicate and remove the Israel from map of the world. That's why Israel have no choice to defend itself.
Iranian-backed Hezbollah has a mission to destroy and annihilate the state of Israel and the Jewish people. Here's what you need to know about the terrorist organization. 100,000. This is the number of fighters Hezbollah has to commit their terrorist acts. 150,000. This is the number of projectiles Hezbollah has in their arsenal, such as long-range rockets, precision-guided missiles, and UAVs. The terrorist army also has the blood of civilians from all over the world on their hands, as they have committed terrorist attacks in multiple countries, including Argentina and Bulgaria. On top of this, they participate in drug trafficking and weapons smuggling operations. For decades, Hezbollah has had a plan called Conquer the Galilee, their version of the October 7 massacre. The terrorist plan to invade northern Israel, to kidnap and kill as many Israeli civilians as possible. This global threat is right on our northern border, and we will do everything to stop them.
After removing and killing Hassan Nasrallah, which was master key of Hezbollah, Iranian government was under lots of internal pressure and embarrassment because of not supporting its proxies and leaving them in very bad situation. That's why Iranian government couldn't tolerate that, and they launched almost 200 missiles toward Tel Aviv. But that was very wrong. That was a very wrong decision they made. Why? Because in my opinion, Israel framed them and they fell in that trap. Number one, Israel almost 40 years trying to destroy and eradicate Iranian nuclear power, and then is trying to find the excuse and reason to do that. But after all these things happened, Israel killed almost 60,000 people in Gaza and over 500 people in Lebanon. That's why he's not in really kind of like a good shape in public eyes. But after this Iranian attack, Israel retaliation was justified. Second is, Israel can take an advantage out of this opportunity and complete the mission and eradicate and destroy the rest of Hamas and Hezbollah. Third is, since Iran attack was for supporting its proxies, that gives Israel that opportunity to call its allies, such as US and Western Europe. And the last thing is, they almost launched 200 missiles to Tel Aviv, but it didn't do anything, didn't do any damage. What it tells you is, Iranian military power is nothing compared to Israel. Now you can see how dumb was this attack. It gives Israel all opportunities to destroy Iranian nuclear power and military.